And you guys are going to talk a little bit about maybe some drills that youngsters and youth players can use to help them hone in their skills.
Guys, I'm so excited. I am a kid at heart, and I'm telling you right now, the first thing I want to talk about, I see a lot of kids not be able to stay behind a baseball. If you can't stay behind the baseball, some things can sometimes really end up hurting you in the long run, whether it's your elbow or your shoulder or whatnot. So I got an ex-Pirate, Joe Bimels plyo balls.
Ooh.
You see the seam, guys?
Nice.
So you throw it, it gives you affirmation, and it has a feel of the seams, and these things are bouncy, they're sand-filled. So you can do a lot of things with it. So you teach kids how to stay behind the ball, and they get affirmation, and if they get hit with it, they don't get hurt. You like it? It's my first drill of the day. That's my first thought right there.
I love that. I love that. That's something that's difficult, especially for kids. Once their hands get big enough to hold the baseball, you want to teach them to throw four seam so that the ball goes as straight as possible. So that is a great, great tool, Mac. More so for the, call it the eight and older crowd, to really stay behind the ball. You can actually see that white line going straight when you're throwing to your target or your partner.
Absolutely, and the biggest thing for me, Neil, when I work with kids or whenever we're trying to do something, I make sure they get right with their partner, maybe 5 to 10 feet away, and just spin the ball. And you can take a regular baseball, take these four seams, and draw this similar line. So they get that affirmation. I have all my catchers do it immediately when we start a camp, or I tell them, go home, do this. And then the last thing I always tell kids, everything you learn today, I want you to take one thing and teach your mom and sister. I think it's always important to reaffirm everything you're learning by teaching it, and if you're teaching it, that's how you become a master. And Neil, you are a master.
Well, no, I don't know if I'm a master.
At least on the golf course.
No, you know, you hit on such great topics, and that's such an interesting conversation because, you know, now I'm coaching Little League right now, and I'm starting to see, you know, is a kid afraid of a ball? Is he able to get his glove all the way down? Is he paying attention? What you have to hone in on individual kids, what they can handle both mentally and physically, and try to accentuate the things that they may be good or not good at. So, but in the grand scheme of things, when you're trying to teach kids and youth and getting up into that little league age, you want to teach them the basics, whether it's hitting off a tee, whether it's playing catch successfully with your partner, throwing it to their face or their chest, whatever that may be, learning to field ground balls, some things that we've talked about, Mac, earlier today, just about some things that I like to do for fielding ground balls. So if you want to segue into that, we can get into that as well.
Well, lucky for you, I got all my little Maca toys over here. So I have a tennis ball, and when I was a kid, the wall was my best fungo. So I would use this, and I love Ron Washington's thing. I'm going to go catcher style, Neil. You're the infielder, former catcher, but I'm going to let you take over there. But I like to start guys from the basics. Get them to work the glove and understand the pocket. The pocket is the eyes for me. I want to follow the eyes and the pocket, right? I want to keep it close, but here I want to try to stay down, work through the ball. So I'm getting the best hop, boom, working through. And then I'll work this side, then back side, and then I love turning my guys sideways and have them come this way and then make the tag. This way, make the tag, and try to read the hop, and then I'll start changing that hop out. And I'll make them go back, I'll make them go forward. So then when they stand up, all they have to remember is don't let anything get in the way. Just trust what you just did. You're just standing. And then when they turn sideways, I have them constantly move, eyes, pocket, because the glove has eyes, and it's called the pocket. So now infield style, I got that from Ron Washington. I watched you guys do that when we used to play. It's a great opportunity to work literally with the wall.
Well, I think it's important to point out, you guys, that what you're talking about there, Fort, is that you don't need anybody else. You're saying just go out anywhere, use a tennis ball, find a wall anywhere and use it.
I literally had this conversation with 6- and 7-year-olds yesterday and said, hey, we play twice a week. You know, now that the weather's getting nice, grab a tennis ball, go find a garage door. Go, you know, as long as you're not breaking the TV in the house or the windows in the house, that's a good thing. Go out there, even if you don't want to use a glove, throw with your brother or sister, throw with your mom or dad. Use a glove, don't use a glove. Use a tennis ball, use a rubber ball, whatever it may be. Train your that hand-eye coordination so that every time you go back out to play, because especially that age, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, every time you go out, you can make significant improvements just because you've been practicing, or you've been working on something, or you've been working on your hand-eye coordination that may not be involved with baseball whatsoever.
So that's what you can do with the tennis ball. You've got a full bag, looks like. What else you got? You talked about something before the game up here in the booth with Neil.
So, Neil, since you brought it up, hand-eye coordination, I'm going to show you two of the things I love to do with kids. This is a hexagon stick, or however you say it, but you can toss this and say white, and they have to catch the white. You can toss it and say black, and they have to catch the black. Or one of my favorite things is I turn them around, I put them on the ground, I do different things and make them challenge themselves in a different way, because it causes a little bit of chaos. When that chaos is in, you get to really see their bodies just go everywhere. But as time comes, allows, you'll see those guys and girls bring in that chaos and slow the game down with just this. And that's all about hand-eye and using your brain a little bit. But with that being said, my very favorite thing is a deck of cards.
What?
A deck of
hold
cards.
on.
Wait a minute.
How much
Hold on,
money you got in your pocket?
Hey, I guess we have to end the segment
card
now.
tricks,
Fort's
boys.
out of control.
Little card
We're
tricks,
doing
okay?
baseball, not cards, Fort.
No. So I was training with some buddies of mine that are SEALs, and they said, you can stop training today if you catch a card. I'm like, ha ha ha. 3 hours into the workout, no problem. I'm finally going to be done. 52 cards later, I didn't catch one.
What?
Because it creates chaos.
Wow.
You see that right there? Yeah.
That
and you
is
talk
good.
about fun. Oh, it's great.
We're catching one of those. I'll hit the 10.
I am too.
Yeah,
I
right
want
there,
to. I
guys.
want to be there in the hub with you. I'll catch the first one, Fort.
We'll try that out, boys. We'll
That's
try that
fun.
out.
Well, I want to add on one thing, too. I get a lot of questions on, in the wintertime, what can I do inside? You don't want to be playing with a baseball inside, obviously, or even a tennis ball. Well, here, what I tell some people to do, they make these balls that are snowballs, and they're balls that are foam, and you can throw it as hard as Brownie, you can throw it as hard as you wanted from 10 feet from me, hit me in the head, and it would do nothing. It wouldn't break a TV, a mirror, a glass, anything. If you're able to get your hands on something like that, these foam balls, they actually can work inside. You can play catch them. You can hit them if you have a space maybe in the basement or in the garage and not do any damage. So I get that question all the time. What can I do? I don't have a place to go work out, to go do stuff. My kid's 7, 8 years old. Go find the foam little snowballs, they call them, and I'm telling you, you can actually get baseball-related things done.
That sounds like really. And I think, Fort, you said you've seen them or actually have used something similar to that.
My wife, me and my dog end up playing with those snowballs every Christmas. And we have a giant tote of them. My wife's unbelievable decorating. And we always end up getting in trouble a little bit because the balls end up everywhere in the house. I'm still a little kid, guys, if you didn't know that. But I never thought about, man, this would be a great thing for kids to use at home. They wouldn't break a TV, or like me, I broke every window at my house.
Yeah, but how neat that if you have a fairly large, decent-sized room indoors, as you say, winter, bad weather, go inside and use this snow foam ball.
Yeah, and you can use you can get a broomstick and cut it down to this big. You can do something, anything to challenge your hand-eye coordination. That's not gonna split your 5-year-old brother's head open if you hit him with it, or you know what I mean? Just something within reason.
Hey.
But that's something that I found is really good for the youth indoors.
Hey, it happens, by the way. You and I are from a family with other brother siblings. We got our heads knocked in a little bit. It happens. Now, by the way, you've got a ping pong paddle now. What's next out of this Michael McHenry Mechanics segment?
Well, first off, Brownie, when are we playing?
Let's go.
We've been
talked
talking about
this
this for
before.
years.
I know it. We said we were going to have one during COVID. We're going to have one in the studio, and we're going to have a big tournament.
I'm
and
in.
Come on, let's go.
Anytime.
Okay.
I say we see what we all have. Maybe have a tournament here. Maybe we can film it.
I like
don't
it.
know.
Love
Maybe
that.
a little
Okay.
wager. We'll see. But
Let's do it.
So, in my last camp I just did, the kids were just rambucks. It's probably the wildest group of kids I've had in a long time. So I was like, I'm gonna have a little fun with these kids. So I did pop-ups with ping pong balls, and I said, just try to catch one.
That's
And you
great.
talk.
Nice. Oh, that's good.
Once again, it's something you can use inside. It's something that's a little bit harder than maybe catching a baseball, but it also allows these kids to fail. And that's one of the things that in today's game, we don't get enough of. You got to fail to learn. So they can miss them, but they're bouncing all over the place and they're trying to grab them like they're candy at Halloween. So it's so fun to watch these kids do this, and they don't even realize how much better they're getting with their hand-eye and their understanding of, being close close to the ball with their eyes in that pocket, like I was telling you. So it's so neat. And then they also always pick them up because they're running around. It's so fun.
Well, I like that. And by the way, we saw what's being given away today. We just saw some shots of some kids, the bat and ball, the plastic bat and ball set. So I grew up falling in love with baseball using that wiffle ball. And so I'd love to see kids start. That's what I want to start doing, Fort. And Neil, out in the parking lots, rather than throwing the football around, let's start setting up areas where we play little home run derby, little wiffle ball action at all these parking lots around PNC Park.
I'll get the chalk for the bases.
Let's do it.
Ooh, I like it, yeah. And then we can get one of those blitz balls that move 14 feet so we can make sure we're facing Contreras and those guys. Like, they move
you don't like
this.
to have fun, Matt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little.
I'll be throwing you the snowball, the mush ball.
Hey, now.
Thanks to Fort Michael McHenry. Great stuff.